What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here, back with another week of your NFL review, week 16 of the 2020 NFL season, giving you my reaction to this week in the NFL, raving, ranting, and recapping the biggest moments in week 16, the biggest storylines heading into week 17, and giving you my pure thoughts. No script. We have no script. It's off the top of my noggin, off the top of my head. I lay it down, 100% facts, okay? 100% facts, always. 100% my original opinion. If you don't like it, that's the way it is. It's my opinion. You don't have to agree. But I'm going to give you my opinion on every subject that I want to discuss here today. So, before we get into my thoughts, my opinion, make sure we do Gronk spike that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the Bottom Line View if you haven't already. Also, get in that comment section, ask your questions, leave your opinion. That's why this show was created, okay? Not just for me, but for you. It's time to make yourself look like a clown, or you can clown me in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on everything in the NFL. This is live at a late night on a Tuesday, and you can respond in the live comments. We will get to the comments at the end of the show, and I will lead off with your questions and give me your thoughts on basically everything going around in the NFL, and I will respond to your questions at the end of the video. So, in this week's review, in this week's recap, we have a lot to discuss. We have a new top 10, of course, from Ultra. We have our fantasy champion determined from last week, and it's not me again. So this time we actually had a real fantasy champion. Okay, last year I won the league, so I decided this year, you know what? I have some injuries. Joe Mixon gets hurt. Connor gets hurt. I had some injuries, and then I basically said, I'm going to make the playoffs, let off the gas pedal, let one of these guys win the league this time. Give somebody else a chance. Last year, I had to pity Durkant and give him a jersey for finishing in second. We don't do second place no more, okay? So we're doing only first placers. We're going to announce that champion in a little bit here. We're going to talk about the Friday football, the Saturday football. We are going to discuss some of the big performances from Tom Brady to Alvin Kamara, what happened in those games. We're going to talk about who's going to make it in the playoffs, who's not going to make it, and why. We are going to discuss the Jared Goof. We are going to discuss Tua or Fitzpatrick. We are going to talk about the best team in the NFC East, Washington or Dallas, and much, much more. So make sure you stick around for that. And of course, make sure you do Gronk spike that like button. All right, so let's do it, baby. Let's start off with the top 10. Ultra's almighty top 10 that most of the time is not correct. But let's check in this week in week 16, or after week 16, I should say. So, the top 10 this week. We have the Buffalo Bills at number uno. The Buffalo Bills, 2 weeks in a row, remain at number 1. And last week, I clowned Ultra and Durkant, and I basically disowned them, okay, for putting the Bills at number 1. And I still think last week, and even this week, it's tough to say that the Chiefs are no longer number 1 because the Chiefs have yet to lose. Here's the thing. Do I think the Bills are playing better football than the Chiefs? 110%. And because this is a power ranking list and not who's the best team in the league list, I understand why the Bills are first. The Chiefs have yet to lose, though, okay? They played another bad basically their performance level versus the Atlanta Falcons. And that's understandable, okay? So if you want to move them to number 2, that's perfectly understandable because they've had the stretch of weeks where they have not played their best football. And we're getting to that time in the season, week 16, week 17, where it is starting to become about style points a little bit once we get to the playoffs, right? The Bills are in the playoffs. The Packers are in the playoffs. The Chiefs are in the playoffs. The Saints are in the playoffs. The Bucs will be in the playoffs. The Seahawks we know are in the playoffs, right? All of these teams are in the playoffs now, okay? It's just a matter of how do they look going in the playoffs. Now, once you get to the playoffs, it doesn't matter how you win. You can win by 1. You can lose the game and then somehow it be reversed in your favor and you win the game after the fact. I don't know. But as long as you come out with the win and you're playing the next week, the playoffs, it doesn't matter about style points. But week 15, week 16, week 14, okay, those things start to matter to me a little bit. The Chiefs, some people will say they're taking their foot off the gas pedal. All right, but you still only beat Atlanta. You probably shouldn't have even won the game. And there's been a lot of those type of games, and it's starting to become concerning for me. So while I did defend the Chiefs last week, I still will defend them being the second best team, though. I don't see the Packers being better than Chiefs. I understand that the Packers beat the Titans. We will get to the reasoning why I don't think it was as impressive as it looked on the scoreboard. We'll talk about the Packers. I think that they are a good team. I think that they are a top 4 team, but I don't know if they are better than the Chiefs. I would still put the Chiefs at number 2. I think because the Bills are playing so well right now, you can give them the number 1 spot because they're blowing people out. The Chiefs are not. Okay, and the Bills really only have 2 losses. The other loss was a Hail Mary fluke. So I get it. But the Packers, I'm still not sold over the Chiefs. At number 4, we have the New Orleans Saints. Perfectly understandable. I think you could argue that they're better than the Packers in the NFC. I understand the Packers beat them. That was ages ago. I think the Saints for the rest of the season have been the better team, but that's just me. The Bucs, they are, again, maybe the most talented roster in the league. Tom Brady is playing fantastic football. They had a dominant performance over Detroit. As bad as Detroit is, it was still dominant and historic in many ways by Tom Brady. Mike Evans seems healthy. They seem to have something going on offense, and their defense is still solid. So the Bucs make sense. I think you could switch any of the teams between 5 and 7, and that's totally understandable between the Bucs, Seahawks, and Ravens. They're all in the same tier for me. I think you probably have a tier of the top 2 being the Bills and the Chiefs, in my opinion. 3 and 4 being the Packers and the Saints. And then 5 to 7 being the Bucs, Seahawks, and Ravens. I think the Ravens are playing the best football out of all of those 3 teams, but they played the worst football out of those 3 teams earlier in the year. I think the Ravens are dominating opponents right now. Understandably, they're not playing very good teams, but Lamar Jackson is something special. He's a one-man show, and they definitely have dark horse appeal, as do the Bucs. Seahawks, big performance, big win in the division versus the Rams. At number 8, the Titans. I think the Titans and Steelers are on their own separate tier at 8 and 9. I think the Titans are very explosive on offense. Steelers, kind of the opposite. Good defense, not an explosive offense, but we saw a little glimpse of it versus the Colts in the second half. The Dolphins at number 10. I think the Dolphins, the Colts, and the Browns are all in their own tier as well. I don't think I'm missing anybody there. I could be, but maybe you throw the Bears in there. I don't know. But those are the teams I would have. The Dolphins at number 10. I think overall the Browns are better, but because the Browns lost to the Jets, I understand the Dolphins being in the top 10. I do have the Titans over the Steelers because I do think their offense is much better. And yes, they had a bad performance, but that was for more reasons than them just being a bad team. We'll get into that, as I said, with the Packers. So that's the top 10 from Ultra. You can check it out every single Tuesday on the Instagram. On the Bottom Line View Instagram is where you will find the top 10 each and every week on Tuesday at the Bottom Line View, the same as the channel name. Check it out. Give us a follow. We appreciate the support. All right. So let's get to our fantasy champion for 2020. And that's my man, Connor. Nobody saw this coming, guys. Nobody saw this coming. My man, Connor, upset the wave Mod, the wave god himself. Wow. I didn't see this coming. 8-5, gets in the playoffs, goes on a tear. Connor is your fantasy football champion for 2020. He will be sent a jersey from yours truly. He is the fantasy champ. He has all the bragging rights in the Discord, and he definitely is the one to beat next year in 2021. And Connor, I just want to let you know, I'm staring at the camera. You're going down next year. I'm coming for you because I didn't win this year, okay? I said put the foot off the gas pedal, let you guys win. Don't want to hand out second place trophies no more. Next year, Connor, I'm coming for you, okay? I'm coming for you. You get your jersey this year. You scam people left and right in the trades. I'm going to be watching your trades next year. Nothing's getting through me next year. I'm not letting you guys have these unfair trades anymore, okay? All right, so just watch out. Congrats, Connor. He's the man. But I'm telling you, I'm coming. All right, so Connor's your champ. Congratulations to Connor. He is your fantasy football bottom line view 2020 champione. So there we go. All right, now let's move into the topics for the day. If you haven't already, Gronk, spike that like button as we get into the core of the show. Oh, I didn't even make a graphic for this, but I don't need to, okay? I released a video earlier today, and it was titled, Why Tyreek Hill is My 2020 NFL MVP. Tyreek Hill, I made an argument for why he is my MVP. Not your MVP, not Dirk Kant's MVP, not Ultra's MVP, not Nicholas Gill's MVP. My MVP, okay? Not your uncles, not your aunts, not your dogs. My MVP is Tyreek Hill, okay? So I give you my opinion. I laid out a very nice argument that I thought had a lot of great points. You can go check that out. That video took a lot of time, work, editing, script, all of it, okay? Great vocal performance by yours truly. Go check it out. Tyreek Hill, why he is the MVP. Now, we had some comments about, Devontae Adams it would be the receiver I would pick. Stephon Diggs had a better season. We had some Travis Kelce guys in there. We had, of course, Rodgers, Mahomes, Allen. That makes sense, okay? Those are the leaders. So I'm not going to really mess around with the quarterbacks that are at the top of the leaderboard because I can't really mess around with that debate, okay? Those are the guys that everybody thinks are going to win the award. Rodgers being the lead dog, he's probably going to win. And I won't debate that because I think those are the favorites for a reason, okay? Great seasons, awesome players. But I wanted to give an opinion outside of the box. You could call it a hot take if you like, but I wanted to give an opinion that wasn't a quarterback because quarterbacks always win the damn award. And to me, I didn't really feel this season. Now, people feel like Rodgers kind of separated himself over the last week because guys didn't play as well. Not because he did anything, but because other guys didn't play as well. This is me, okay? I didn't think that Mahomes was any better than Rodgers or Rodgers was any better than Mahomes or Mahomes was any better than Allen. If I had to rank it there, I would put it Rodgers, Allen, Mahomes. Okay, that would be my order, right? Now, personally, I believe, I'm just going to turn this off. I might be lagging a little. Hopefully I'm not. But personally, I wanted to make a video that was not a quarterback. So for all those guys saying it should be Rodgers, it should be Mahomes, it should be Allen. Okay, cool. Now I'm speaking to the people for Adams, Diggs, Henry, Kamara, Kelce. I made this video because I want to... I don't know really what I was intending on doing. But I feel like there is this weird fundamental misunderstanding of what a receiver does. Okay? Everybody's saying Davante Adams is better than Tyreek Hill because he has better stats. Guys, I'll just give you one example. Simply ask the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who is better. Okay? This is what I can tell you. When the Tampa Bay Buccaneers played the Green Bay Packers, you guys can watch the tape if you like. They put Carlton Davis or Jamel Dean on the side of Davante Adams, and they didn't really mess around with it. Okay? Versus the Chiefs, they put Carlton Davis all game on Tyreek Hill. In the first half, they singled him up one-on-one. Tyreek Hill had 200 yards and like 2 touchdowns. He just flew by him. I don't think any other team this season has played that style versus the Bucs were bold enough to mess with Tyreek Hill. And it backfired, okay? The difference here is, while Davante Adams is an excellent receiver, he's the best route runner in the league. He has great hands. Okay? He's awesome. He's not better than Tyreek Hill. What do I mean by Tyreek Hill's the best receiver? Tyreek Hill's the best weapon. I describe it in the video, so you have to watch the video. But what I'm getting at is, when I'm talking about a most valuable player, I don't think Davante Adams can be the most valuable player. I don't think Stephon Diggs can be the most valuable player. I don't think Alvin Kamara or Derrick Henry can be the most valuable player, or Travis Kelce. But Tyreek Hill can be. And the fundamental reason why Tyreek Hill can be the MVP in my eyes is because he's the only receiver in the league that actually changes the way that defenses play the opposing offense. Okay, Davante Adams may get the occasional double team. Okay, but fundamentally, taking the example of the Bucs, they did not change what they did. Okay, there will be teams that play Davante Adams straight up. They play their typical zone coverages, they play their typical man coverages. Maybe they shade towards him, maybe they double him. With Tyreek Hill, you legitimately cannot play certain style of defenses because he will absolutely kill you. He will be the reason you lose if you play certain defenses. And then what that does, when you play Tyreek Hill, you have to play safety over top, corner underneath. You have to play some sort of man with double team. You have to play some sort of man robber, man deep safety. You have to play soft zone coverage. And what that does is it allows Travis Kelce underneath to thrive. Every defense goes into a game asking, how do we stop Tyreek Hill? They don't ask, how do we stop Travis Kelce? So that's why Travis Kelce is not the MVP, guys. As good as Travis Kelce is, wonder why Travis Kelce has historic numbers this year? Because everybody watched the freaking Super Bowl and saw Tyreek Hill run a 50-yard corner route and said, we probably can't play that defense versus him. So instead, this is legitimately how good the Chiefs have become on offense. The Chiefs have made defenses concede things, okay? So defenses realize that they cannot stop the Chiefs if they just play their way they play. This started with Bill Belichick, and this is to this day. Atlanta last week, okay? The Chiefs force you to decide what you want to allow and what you do not want to allow. The Bucs decided they're going to take their chance with Tyreek Hill. He had 250 yards in one half. Okay? Everybody else decided, Travis Kelce, you can have it. The run game, you can do you. Okay? And then that's what happens every week. The Bills conceded 160 yards rushing because they said that's the only way that we can stop the Chiefs, if they just run the ball the whole game. It's like the Super Bowl strategy that Bill Belichick had versus the 90s Jim Kelly Buffalo Bills, right? you are conceding something because you do not believe if you just play, you'll stop everything. So the point is, Tyreek Hill is the MVP because if you take him off the field, that actually allows defenses to play normal defense. I know that's kind of weird or hard to grasp. So it has nothing to do with stats. It has nothing to do with touchdowns, although Tyreek Hill has 17. It has nothing to do with yards. It has nothing to do with catches, although he has all of those things at a high level. And when you look at when Tyreek produces his yards and his statistics, I put up the graphics, right? He has basically all of his yards in close games. So that means that when Tyreek Hill, when they're winning by a lot of points, Tyreek Hill basically he's not involved. He doesn't care. When they're in close games, he has 1,000 yards. The 8 of the games, he has 1,000 yards, basically. He has like 950. And he has 10 touchdowns. So Tyreek Hill, when they need to play, he is a big part, even when teams are trying to take him out of the game. So that is kind of the intention of the video, is to truly show, which I believe this is the year of wide receiver value. I think we see it across the NFL with good teams and with bad teams. And this is also going to be a theme of this reaction video. The theme of this season is wide receivers fucking matter. That is the theme of the season. Okay? That is the theme of the season. Honestly, I'm just going to go straight into a topic. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to go straight into a topic right now that I was going to talk about later on. And that is this one. Okay? The Browns lost to the New York Jets. Why did the Browns lose to the New York Jets? Okay, we knew that the Jets, pretty good run defense. Browns want to run the ball. Browns want to play their style of football. In the game, what happened was the Jets sold out to stop the run because they believe that's the way Cleveland wants to play. And they're going to make the Browns play in their uncomfortable zone. They're going to make the Browns play uncomfortable for them. And what's uncomfortable for the Browns is to pass the ball in a traditional drop back sense. Although Baker has done that, it is especially so when you do not have any of your top 4 wide receivers. Okay? Wide receivers fucking matter. Okay? We had the New England Patriots this year roll out with practice squad wide receivers. N'Keal Harry, who doesn't deserve to play in the NFL. I said it. Jacoby Myers, who's an excellent number 3 receiver. Damiere Byrd, who's a NFL number 4 across his whole career. And they tried to be good with those players. And no tight end to speak of, okay? The Browns tried to play like the Patriots this week, and they lost to the Jets. A playoff team with double-digit wins lost to the Jets because they had no wide receivers. And some people are saying, like Michael Lombardi, listen to his podcast, a lot of great points, really good podcast. If you guys don't listen to the GM Shuffle, very good show. I always listen to it. Okay? He had some good points about, it wasn't about the receivers, it was about the Jets making them uncomfortable. But I will say this to Michael Lombardi. Okay? Baker doesn't drop back 55 times if they have all these receivers. And I would counterpoint that on top of it by saying if they have Jarvis Landry, they can drop back 45, 50 times and still beat the Jets. Because good receivers will make plays. Trash-ass receivers aren't going to win you games when you need to drop back that many times. When your run game isn't working and you need to pass the ball, you need receivers. You need receivers. And that's what the Browns found out. Baker is much better in the play action game. He's much better. He's an average quarterback, which means he's a system guy, right? So when everything's going well, Baker's really good. I think he's played well this year. He's played well inside the confines of Stefanski's scheme. And I have pretty much defined that Baker is not the guy that played versus the Giants, and Baker is not the guy that played versus the Steelers earlier this year. He's somewhere in the middle. Baker is really good, kind of like Kirk Cousins or somebody like that, where if the system's working, to a lesser degree, Jared Goff, if the system is working, he's really good. He can be really good. But when the team has no receivers and they're stopping your run game, can Baker do it? No, he can't. He's not one of the 10 to 5 best quarterbacks in the league. So basically my point is here, receivers matter, and without them, you won't be good. And with them, you could take your team to the next level, right? You could take your team to the next level. See the Buffalo Bills with Stephon Diggs. You could take your quarterback to the next level. That's my point with Tyreek Hill. That's my point with wide receivers. Okay? Hope you get that. All right. Now let's get back to regular scheduled programming. Let's get to... I never said that Baker was worse than Goff. Never said that. Baker's better. Okay. So, Kamara makes history. But I would like to say that not just Kamara. This was kind of circumstances. Kamara scored 6 touchdowns. It was pretty impressive, but I would like to say that the Saints scored 6 rushing touchdowns. Because the offensive line absolutely ran the Vikings over in that game. The Vikings had no chance. No chance. And to quote Vince McMahon, no chance in hell. They got ran over, man. It was a bully show. Like, it was ugly. If the Saints can do that in the playoffs, I'm not sure they can, but if they can do that in the playoffs, they can have success even if they go on the road in the cold. That is the Saints I want to see. If the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl, it's going to be because their defense is great and their offense can run the ball and their passing game is supplemental to that, similarly to the Vikings, let's say. That is how the Saints can win the Super Bowl. I don't think the Saints can win the Super Bowl anymore with Drew Brees being the main guy. I think the main guy needs to be Alvin Kamara. No matter what it is, if it's the receiving game, if it's the screen game, if it's the run game, Alvin Kamara's got to be the head honcho. But that all starts up front with the offensive line. Because the offensive line of the Saints, it's one of the better ones in the league, but it had a showcase in that game versus the Vikings. I mean, it was a showcase. So yes, Alvin Kamara will go down in history as the guy in the record books. But Ryan Ramczyk and Teron Armstead and all those boys deserve a lot of credit because they were amazing. And that's all I wanted to bring up. But it does kind of show you that strategy that I feel the Saints will need to have in the playoffs to be the NFC representative in the Super Bowl. The next day, we had Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. take on the Detroit Lions. The Bucs dominated Detroit. This looked like a practice. When I say it looked like a practice, it looked like the Patriots for the last 20 years. No, I'm just kidding. But it did look like Tom Brady playing for the Patriots on a casual Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time versus like the Jets. Like, that's what it looked like. It was like dink, dunk, bomb, like precision passing, bullets, dots, efficiency, good play calls, play action, offensive line protecting, Brady with time, Brady hitting his targets on time, big plays, the defense doing their job. Like, it looked like that. It was reminiscent of Brady's best performances in New England. And that is something that has been few and far between in Tampa. Not to say that Brady has not been great this year. For his age, he's been phenomenal, but he has also been like a top 8 quarterback this year. He has thrown for like 36 touchdowns and I think has like 39 total or something like that. He's been good, okay? He's had some rough spots, but it's been in a different way. Like Brady this year has been more like big play or bust kinda this year. Like he's been super awesome, and then other times it looks like what the heck is he looks old and the offense just looks inept. And that's I think because of the system. I think that's because of the Arians, the way it's built, because everything is big throw, big throw, big throw, right? Tom Brady leads the NFL in big time throws. And as much as I love Tom Brady, I would never say that Tom Brady is the best downfield passer in the NFL, especially at 43. So, like, that is the system. That is what enables him to be what he is, both like this year, performance-wise, and statistically. But the thing is, like, that is very difficult quarterback play to perform at that level. Any quarterback that performs at that level in this system, it's incredibly more difficult than most systems. Because you're being asked to make throw after throw after throw. And that's why in Tampa Bay, they need great receivers. Because you need to be able to separate. You need to be able to get open. You need to be able to make jump ball contested catches. You need to have an offensive line that can buy you the extra second to step into the throw. So when they play good defenses, that's why I've been frustrated, because they have never been able to adjust it and make things a little easier. But that's why when they play bad defenses, like when they play Detroit this week, everything looks incredible. Because, yeah, their offensive line's way better than the Detroit defensive line. Their receivers are way better than Detroit's cornerbacks. So obviously this offense is going to look great because that's what it's designed to do. And when it's designed and when the quarterback's in time with the receivers and everything's right, which hasn't always been the case, now Brady's starting to get that, then you're going to look great, especially if it's a bad opponent. But my thing still with Tampa is I need to see if Tampa can do it versus a good defense, because I need to see if Tampa can adjust their scheme when playing good defenses. Because when you play good pressure defenses, specifically, you need to have checks to their blitzes or their pressures. Or when your offensive line isn't playing well, you need to have short passing game. You need to have everything involved. And I do feel like there has been a little shift in terms of Brady and what he likes in the offense. And he has kind of become, since the second half of Atlanta, it's almost like Brady kind of took Arians aside and was like, Bruce, we're doing this, this, and this, and nothing else. And that's basically what they've been doing for 2 weeks. And that's why Tom Brady has the most yards in 4 quarters ever. Okay? Most yards ever. Over 600 in the last 4 quarters. Tom Brady in the last 2 games. A lot of play action, especially early in the game. Protect me, get extra blockers in there. When I got time, I've been the best quarterback in the league, so give me time. And that's what we've seen the last game and a half. I just hope that continues. I hope it continues versus Atlanta, because Atlanta played great defense versus the Chiefs. If they play great versus Atlanta, which also shows me that they can adjust. Right? Because they just played Atlanta 2 weeks ago. They struggled in the first half. They were great in the second half. Atlanta is going to have their counters and all that stuff. But can they play an opponent again and then adjust? That's what I want to see from the coaching staff. That's what I've seen from the Bucs. That's a little bit different. But that is kind of the context behind Tom Brady this year. Tom Brady last year, it was difficult because he didn't have anyone to throw to. And he was fitting everything into tight windows. This year, he has guys to throw to, but the offense isn't as conducive, right? The offense doesn't give you as many easy throws. So that's the difference between Brady in New England and Brady in Tampa. Different challenges, but still a great quarterback. So that's what I saw in Detroit. Great performance, but I want to see more. All right. Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. The Cardinals blew it. Absolutely blew it versus the San Francisco 49ers. Oh, Kyle. No, I'm just kidding. Kyle Shanahan, you are a wizard. I don't know how you did it, but people are starting to get on you on Twitter, and I'm starting to sense a little bit of an underground, workup of idiots talking about, Kyle Shanahan, this is his record when he has no Jimmy Garoppolo. Would I like to remind you that his quarterbacks have consisted of CJ Beathard and Nick Mullins? I don't think he's had anyone else. I don't know, probably somebody worse. But, can we lay off Kyle a little bit? He beat the Cardinals, who have Kyler Murray, who's pretty talented. Everybody, I know Nicholas Gill said he's MVP. He's top 2 quarterback in the league. Okay. But 49ers won with CJ Beathard. Why did they win? They would have won all these other games if CJ Beathard played, probably, because at least the guy didn't turn the ball over. Nick Mullins like a human turnover machine. It's funny. My dad said Nick Mullins thinks he's Brett Favre, but he's not Brett Favre. And that's actually what Nick Mullins is. Nick Mullins thinks he has this almighty arm. He thinks he's Josh Allen with his arm, or Brett Favre. He plays this wild style, but he's not good. He's bad. He can't make the throws. He can't escape pressure. So that gets him into trouble. He's a great guy. He's a nice dude. I'm sure Nick Mullins is a top 5 neighbor in the NFL. But he's not a top 5 quarterback, okay? CJ Beathard plays, doesn't turn the ball over, gets the ball to a little George Kittle, gets the ball to a little bit of, Brandon Ayuk, who got hurt, and everybody else gets involved, and they win the game. Defense played well, but this is the main takeaway. Not the Niners. We could talk about Kyle another time, who I think next year is going to take this team back to the playoffs and do something. Hopefully he gets quarterback. The Cardinals, they might be in the playoffs. I will tell you this. The Cardinals will lose their first game. I don't care who they play. I don't care if they play the 2008 Detroit Lions, okay? They will lose. No, never mind. The 2020 Lions without Matthew Stafford, okay? I don't care if that's who they play. They will lose their first game. The Cardinals stink. Okay? Not only did they blow this game, they blow, period. Okay? The Cardinals, everybody knows their offense. I've ranted about this 16 times. Okay? Cliff, everybody knows what you're doing in your air raid. Everybody knows. I mean, the Niners are all over everything. Every concept, every play, every read option, everything. Every boot, every money play you got in the book. It's like you play this guy that you've played Madden against twice and you know all his good plays, so you try to take them away. And that's what Cliff is at this point. He's got 5 plays that work, and everybody knows what they are. So Kyler is trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and as good as Kyler Murray can be at times, he's not that good to the point where he could just make everything. You throw that on top of the offensive line being absolute poop, and yeah, I think it's mostly Cliff Kingsbury's offense. Kyler Murray is a good player. Do I think he's great? No. Do I think he's overhyped? Yes. Right now, he's overrated. Because if you ask anybody, Kyler Murray's the next coming of Jesus. But He's still really good, really talented, brings something very unique to the table. Cliff is the problem. There's just too many times I watch this offense and I'm like, this defensive coordinator, no matter if it's Bill Belichick or if it's Robert Saleh or if it's, I don't know. Like, it doesn't really matter. Everybody seems to know what your bread and butter is at this point. So that's the problem. And that's why I think they'll lose to any good team they play in the playoffs. Because that team will be prepared for them. And I don't think they got the defense on the other side to be able to do it. I think the reason they lose is because their scheme is vanilla and it's figured out. Everybody has cracked the code. That's the problem. All right. We had this experience, I'll call it, I guess. Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tua Tagovailoa get on the bench, okay? Fitzpatrick, I said this, I don't know how many weeks ago. I honestly don't think it's Brian Flores, because I think Brian Flores just wants to win. And I don't think Brian Flores is this dumb to not start Ryan Fitzpatrick over Tua. Ryan Fitzpatrick is clearly, to anybody with eyeballs, better than Tua. The only reason you would say Tua is better is because the guy got a high draft pick, he played for Alabama, and you can't get your bias out of your ass, okay? Tua has been trash. Trash. Like, bad. He has completed 3 passes over 25 yards. 3. I think Tom Brady completed 3 in the first 5 minutes versus Detroit over 25 yards. Tua's completed 3 in like, how many games has he played? Here's the thing with Tua. I said it before he was drafted. Tua was my 4th graded quarterback in the draft. 4th. Why? Because Tua is a 7. Okay? Tua is that girl in high school that's like cute, but like she has no special quality to her. You know what I mean? Tua is Teddy Bridgewater. That's what Tua is. He is Teddy Bridgewater. He is a 7. He can win you games. He's solid. He's a good decision maker. He's a good dude. Okay? But he's not an 8. He's not a 9. He's not a 10. Tua is Teddy Bridgewater. He'll take care of the ball. He's not super mobile, but he's kind of mobile. He's accurate, but he's not extremely accurate. He's got an okay arm. Here's the thing. Tua, this goes back to the fundamental discussion of, like, how do you evaluate a quarterback going in the draft process? And this is why I said Justin Herbert's better than Tua coming out of the draft. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but if I was a GM, I saw no reason not to pick Justin Herbert over Tua. None. None with my eyes. Now, I heard people tell me that Justin Herbert sucked, and I heard people tell me, those same people said Josh Allen sucked, by the way, but I heard people tell me that Tua was better. I don't know why. Maybe because he was on ESPN more. Maybe because he's from Alabama. Maybe, I don't know what it was. He was a lefty. Think about this for a second. You're drafting a first-round quarterback. You're drafting a top upper echelon athlete. You are drafting the face of your franchise. Let's compare Herbert and Tua. Once again, we did it in the draft process. Nobody believed me. Let's go back. Okay. We have Herbert. We have Tua. Let's start with measurables. Okay. Herbert is 6'5". Tua is what? 6 foot? Okay. Then we have, let's go intelligence. Nothing tells me about Herbert that he'll be a problem. Nothing tells me that he's not smart. He graded high in the Wonderlic, if that even matters. But throw that out the window. Seems like a smart kid. Okay. Tua seems like a smart kid. So let's say equal there. All right. Next, we have arm strength. Well, the first throw you could see Herbert has a better arm. And not only a better arm, he has a special arm. So that's a big plus. Tua, on the other hand, he's got Teddy Bridgewater arm. Okay. Then you go accuracy. Some people said that Herbert wasn't the most accurate. I don't really know what they were watching. Tua, they said he was Drew Brees 2.0. Meanwhile, his wide receivers are running 20 yards of separation because he's got 3 first-rounders on his offense. And then you have basically kind of everything else. And this is the main reason I would be afraid if I was a Miami fan. This is not me. This is not anyone. This is not Durkant, Ultra, Dosa Dion. This is not Go Bucs. This is not Ethan in the chat. This is ESPN, Monday Night Football. They're introducing the quarterbacks as they come on the field. What do the ESPN announcers say as Tua comes out on the field? Or it wasn't ESPN. It was NFL Network. Kurt Warner said it, I think. Tua has the it factor. That's what they said. They didn't say Tua is a great athlete. They didn't say Tua has a special arm. They didn't say Tua can run like Michael Vick. They didn't say Tua, I don't know, okay? They said Tua has the it factor. Can I ask you a question? What the fuck is the it factor? Can somebody please answer me that question? What is the it factor? If you are describing an athlete from the first round, not just the first round, top 5 pick, and the first thing you have to say about him is he has the it factor, I'm sorry, he's probably going to suck. Okay? I'm sorry, he's probably average. And I don't think Tua sucks. I think he's average. But he doesn't have any special qualities. If the first thing you're saying about a quarterback is he has the it factor, you got a problem. Okay, you got a problem. Okay, if the first thing they say about Justin Herbert is not he's got the it factor, they say that guy, I saw him throw in the warm-ups. Oh my God, he's got a great arm. Or Tony Romo would be like, Jim, you there, Jim? Justin Herbert. Oh, he's got a great arm. He's got a special one, I'll tell you that. That's what Tony Romo would say, right? And Kurt Warner says, it factor. Dolphins. I don't care what you do. I'm good either way. But I'm just telling you, if you roll out Tua in the playoffs, you are going to lose. Now, if you play Fitzpatrick, I'm not saying Fitzpatrick is great. Fitzpatrick's better than Tua. And at least he gives you a chance. Because Fitzpatrick is obviously more experienced. Obviously understands the offense better. Obviously has just big game magic in him, as his nickname suggests. And he's not a great quarterback. But Fitzpatrick has a rhythm down. You watch him, And he's a threat to any defense he plays. I mean, when my team goes against Fitzpatrick, I mean, trust me, it's gone against Fitzpatrick like 8 to 10 times. He's scary. Like, Fitzpatrick legitimately makes plays. Like, he's not a great quarterback, but he'll throw it down the field. He'll throw it into a tight window. He'll be savvy and escape the pocket and make a throw. Like, is he like Aaron Rodgers? No, but he gives you a chance versus the top teams. When you play, whoever you play in the playoffs, whether it's the Titans or the Steelers, Fitzpatrick will give you a greater chance to win because he will give you a higher range of outcomes. That's what I'm talking about. Tua may not make a lot of mistakes, but he doesn't make any plays either. That's why I call him Teddy Bridgewater. Tua is a 7. I had a comment here that I just saw out of the side of my eye. Hope you guys enjoyed that rant, by the way. Robert J. What's up, Robert? Hope you enjoying the show. If you are, Gronk spike that like button. If you're not, you could give a dislike. I don't care. Robert says, measurables. How do you account for Russell Wilson? Okay, Russell Wilson. Where do we start? Russell Wilson is one of the quickest quarterbacks I've ever seen. Russell Wilson has a dump truck ass, bro. I mean, the guy is built like Saquon Barkley, okay? He does not get sacked. He runs around in circles. He's faster than Tua. He's got a really good arm. I mean, yes, he has the intangibles, but he also has all the other things too. Like, there's a reason Kyler Murray, people compared him to Russell Wilson. Because Russell Wilson's fast, he's quick, he's short but stocky, he's got a great arm. A lot of things, like his escapability. Like, Russell Wilson is a special athlete. Okay, so next, explain Tom Brady. What do both quarterbacks have in common? The it factor, you dumb shit. All right, thank you for the compliment, by the way. What was I going to say? Tom Brady. So, Tom Brady, you guys have distracted me with your comments. No, what I mean by that is, like, when players are built like that, they're extremely difficult. They're extremely good side to side. Their agility is incredible. Their balance is incredible. When you look at Russell Wilson, you look at Saquon, you look at Nick Chubb. Usually it's running backs. Actually not Derrick Henry. Who else? Barry Sanders, for example. Those guys all have like incredibly large lower ends. And those guys are usually really quick, have incredible balance, strength, and Tua isn't on the level of Russell Wilson in that way. But that's what I mean. Sorry for saying dumb shit. That was really mean. But I'll say with Tom Brady. So Tom Brady, and still, he's 43. Tom Brady has one of the best arms ever. I don't know if you guys know this. Dude, just watch like 2006 Tom Brady. You can't even see the football on the screen. I'm not saying he has like Brett Favre arm or anything like that, but the guy has like a top 10 arm. He's probably on like the second level, B level of arm strength. He's maybe the most accurate passer ever. Tom Brady was extreme outlier, okay? And he was a 6th round pick. So while people didn't see that at the time, what does Tom Brady also have, right? Tom Brady had multiple comebacks on Michigan, multiple big-time performances, while, he was kind of like a missed target because he was really good in college. But he had this weird situation with Drew Henson, who's the number 1 prospect, the number 1 recruit. It's a long story that you have to go down the road of Tom Brady. But Brady was really good in college, had all the great success of Tua, basically. But Brady also has size, right? Brady also has the measurables, right? Big hands, grip the football, New England weather, throw it all over the park, good pocket presence, all of that stuff. But Tua, I'm saying, okay, so he's not big. He's not a big arm. He's not big. He doesn't have a big arm. So if you're not a pocket passer like Tom Brady and you're not Kyler Murray, you're somewhere in between. So what are you? Are you Baker Mayfield? Are you Teddy Bridgewater? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So it's not to say Tua sucks. All I'm saying, it was the same thing I said about when he was drafted. And I'll stand by this until he proves me wrong. If he proves me wrong, great. I hope he does. But Tua doesn't have any special qualities at all. Maybe he's a great guy. So is Teddy Bridgewater. And that's why I call him a 7. Okay? So I hope you understand what I'm saying there. Okay. Chiefs struggle. I know Durkant's going to like this one. What's going on, guys? Hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, Gronk, spike that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're just tuning into this live, holy crap, we're already 56 minutes into the show and I barely started. I'm going to need a coffee or something. Okay. So the Chiefs struggle versus Atlanta. This is something else. Because, of course, last week I talked about it a little bit with the top 10 teams in the NFL. And the top 10 teams this week, Ultra and Durkant placed the Chiefs at number 3. And I don't hate it, okay? I think they should be number 2. I think the Bills are playing better football right now. But everybody else sees the Chiefs, except for apparently Colin Cowherd, as the best team in football and the most popular pick to win the Super Bowl, which is totally understandable. To be the man, you got to beat the man, right? The Chiefs, though, have been struggling consistently, and they struggled once again versus Atlanta. And when you look at Atlanta, it doesn't really make sense why the Chiefs struggle versus Atlanta, which is the reason I'm starting to not really grasp what's going on with Kansas City. I saw times in this game, Mahomes doesn't quite look as good. He's not playing as well. I don't know if it's, the offensive line struggling. He's trying to make magic and nothing's really there. If defenses have caught up to Andy Reid and kind of the offense has gotten a little stale, maybe the players are bored, maybe there's no inspiration. I'm not really sure what it is. There was a 4th and 1 in this game where they're trying this crazy play where they flip everybody around and then they try to throw it to Mahomes down the left sideline. What is that? I don't know. So they try these creative things that they don't need to try. Maybe they need to simplify it. I don't know what it is. I thought the defense played really well, by the way. I think the Chiefs' defense is underrated. I think their offense right now is overrated. I think the Chiefs are playing uninspired football. I think the Chiefs are not playing until they need to. And at a certain point, I think the Chiefs are the favorites to win the Super Bowl. But if they continue to play the way they are playing, and they barely beat these bad teams, which I don't think Atlanta is as bad as their record. I think Atlanta is actually a decent team. They've been in a lot of games this year, including the last 2 weeks versus playoff teams. But they're not a good team because they continuously lose those games. The Chiefs need to get back on track. And that's why I almost advise that they do play Week 17. Although I don't think they will, I think they should. Because they need to establish some sort of rhythm, some sort of overpowering victory. They need that. Maybe I need it. I don't know what it is. But the Chiefs they can't go into the divisional round after a bye and expect to just show up and put their cleats on and win. I don't care who you're playing. Every team in the playoffs deserves mostly to be there except for the NFC East. And those teams are going to smack you in your mouth. And occasionally when you've had a week off, you've had 2 weeks off, basically, Week 17 and the bye week, and then you try to show up, that doesn't work. If you've ever played on a good team in any sport, you've been in stretches where you're feeling yourself, you think you're too good, you come into a game, you get smacked in the mouth, and you have to respond. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you get behind and you can't come back for whatever reason. Sometimes it's just not clicking the way it used to. Just that one day, right? The 2007 Patriots, best team ever in my eyes, played one bad game. They lost the Super Bowl because they didn't play 100%. And there were signs even in that team of, it's getting a little closer. Chargers, they didn't force all those field goals. Maybe it was closer. Right? So, the Chiefs, it's just not convincing. And that's what worries me. And I get it. I can say the same thing about, other great teams that have won the Super Bowl. They've gone on years like Peyton Manning's Colts. They didn't always play their best, but most of the time they won. That was expected. Brady's Patriots, even the Steelers or whoever it's been, they have not always won. At least the Chiefs are winning, but it's almost like you would have rather them lose one of these games so that they could come back and just destroy somebody. That's my problem. By the way, Ultra, I'm done with Matt Ryan. No more, bro. No more of this crap where he gets up, he gives me hope, it looks like his team's going to win, and then he doesn't show up, bro. And I'm not specifically talking about the Chiefs game. Matt Ryan will forever go down as the guy that loses in the fourth quarter, and that's just facts. I don't know what else to say. I like Matt Ryan. I think he's a good guy. Bad haircut, good guy. I don't know what to say, man. All right. Packers destroy the Titans. Sunday Night Football, game of the week. I was billing it as the game you gotta watch, and then all of a sudden, Packers just destroy the Titans. Titans go to Lambeau. It's cold. It's snowing. Of course, we know the Packers play well in this environment. Everyone thinks the Titans will too. Everyone thinks the Titans, big Derrick Henry. He's going to run over the Packers. I said it. I was wrong. Everybody was wrong, okay? The Packers were used to the environment. They came out. Rodgers slung it around like there was no snow. And they won the game easy. The Titans, I was surprised how underprepared the Titans were for the elements. Considering their coach is Mike Vrabel, I was extremely surprised how underprepared this team was for this environment. Also considering that they know they have to go to Kansas City in the playoffs. They got to go to Buffalo in the playoffs if they want to get to the Super Bowl. Even Pittsburgh, okay? They got to go to one of those places at one point in time. Last year, they went to Kansas City. And part of the reason, I guess you could say, is because, it's not their ideal. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because they're from Tennessee. I don't know. But it's hard to take a lot away from this game. And what I mean by that is because the Packers, we know, play really well in that environment. The Titans did not show up for basically a quarter and a half. Maybe more than that, like a quarter and 3/4 of a half. Right? And then the Titans kind of turned it on. They made things competitive, and then the Packers finished them off. That was good to see from the Green Bay. But everyone was like saying, okay, if Green Bay wins this game, they quiet all the haters. They quiet the haters of they played a good team, they beat a good team, they even beat them convincingly. Great, good. But it was in an environment where the Titans just were ill-equipped. They just were not at the Packers level of preparing for Devontae Adams in the snow, route running. They couldn't get any pressure on the quarterback, which is typical. But, they just seemed like they were out of their element. They seemed rattled. They seemed like a team that was worried about the snow, worried about the cold, worried about everything. You can tell, right? I'm from Canada, okay? I played in rain. I played in snow. I played in wind. Anybody that's played on the East Coast, same thing, right? In football, whatever it is, heck, soccer. I don't know what you played. But same thing exists. You've been there where you're thinking about that. And it just felt like the Titans were thinking about it too much. Like, that's why I say no matter if the Patriots are this year's Patriots or 2004 Patriots, if they play in the snow or the rain or the windstorm, most likely I'm leaning towards New England winning that game. Because they know how to play in those elements. Tennessee does not. And this is what I will say about the Packers. It was a good, solid victory. Titans are a solid team. All my points still exist. I'll still give them credit. The number one thing I take away from this game is that the Packers in Lambeau, when they get the first seed, they will have an inherent advantage over almost every team they play in the NFC. Almost. I don't want to 100% say every team. I think if the Rams go to Green Bay, 110% win. Jared Goff in the snow, give me a break. Now, it doesn't have to be snow. I'm talking about cold. I'm talking about freezing temperatures or snow. It doesn't have to be both. I think snow helps them more. The reason I say snow helps them more is because of what we saw versus Tennessee. Clearly, traction is there. The timing wasn't off. And obviously, Rodgers he has that unique arm where he can rip through the elements. So wind and snow doesn't matter to him. It mattered to Ryan Tannehill. It doesn't matter to Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't matter to Josh Allen. It doesn't matter to Patrick Mahomes. It never mattered to Tom Brady because those guys have special arms. Never mattered to Brett Favre. When they play in the snow, it doesn't affect them as much as a guy like Peyton, who was very accurate. Okay? Very, very, very accurate. But didn't have the strongest arm. So when Peyton Manning went to New England, and he also played in a dome. The Colts played in a dome. So when they came to New England, he couldn't throw through the snow. He couldn't. The team wasn't used to the cold. The Patriots were. That's where they got the inherent advantage. Same thing with Drew Brees. Especially Drew Brees now. The Saints going to Lambeau in the NFC Championship. If it's snowing, I'm picking Green Bay. If it's cold, okay, maybe I'll lean towards the Saints. I'm not sure. But if it's snowing, Packers. Because I don't think Brees can throw the ball at all in that weather. I don't think Jared Goff is going to play well at all. I think Russell Wilson would be good. I think the Seahawks would still be fine. I think that would be competitive, but I don't think the Seahawks are quite as good as the Saints. I think Tampa is a different team. I'd be very fascinated to watch Tampa versus Green Bay in the snow or in the cold. Because I think Tampa is inherently tougher, bigger, stronger, faster than Green Bay. And they have a lot of players that are extremely experienced in that weather, from Brady to Shady to AB to Gronk. To Sue, to all of these different guys, JPP. Those guys are all, but the Bucs, the thing with the Bucs too is I don't think they'd be that phased. So they're from Tampa, which is weird to say that they wouldn't be that phased. I'm not 100%. This is more like my opinion. But I feel like because of their size, it would be good. Because size matters in the cold. Size, they're a very big team. So that would matter to me. Not just because they destroyed Green Bay the first time, but that would matter. So when you're thinking about picking in the playoffs, you also got to think about those things. And I think that's what I took away mainly from the Packers is that home field advantage versus certain teams that they might play would be a big advantage. So that's what I took away more so than the win itself. Now let's get to a quarterback that is just an absolute goof. I did not spell the name wrong. Jared Goof. Okay? Jared Goof. He's got to go. He's got to go. I feel bad for Sean McVay. I've been keeping a close eye on Sean McVay these last couple of weeks. Man. Sean McVay is pissed. He's frustrated because Sean McVay sees a team that he believes can win the Super Bowl, but he knows he doesn't have the quarterback. That's the problem. Sean McVay looks at his team, sees what he's built, and recognizes, you know what, I got it. The best defense I've ever had. I have a pretty good serviceable offensive line, a decent rushing attack. I'm trying everything. I got my receivers. They're healthy. Hey, even Higbee, he chips in. Special teams, we got best punter in the league, or one of them. We've got a great coaching staff, got a new stadium. I don't have a quarterback. He's being paid $35 million, and he's not the answer. So I feel bad for Sean McVay right now, because I think with a better quarterback, this team would be the favorite in the NFC. That's how much of a difference Jared Goff is from, give them, let's go down the list of guys that I would tell you the Rams are the favorite in the NFC of teams that aren't in the playoffs. Okay? So let's go through this. Teams that aren't in the playoffs. I got to remember that. I wouldn't say Joe Burrow, not just because he's hurt, but also because he's a rookie. So not him. Deshaun Watson, obviously. Derek Carr, I would say they might not be the favorite, but they would definitely be better off. Dak is hurt. I would go with Cousins, better than Goff. Definitely Stafford. I would say Ryan. That's probably it out of teams that aren't in the playoffs. Most teams that aren't in the playoffs don't have good quarterbacks. So that's probably it. I guess if you consider Kyler, but Kyler as well. So, yeah, those are the teams. But I just feel like Jared Goff's got to go. If this Rams team wants to win a Super Bowl, if they want to win a Super Bowl and bring it back to LA, it's not going to be with Jared Goff. Not this year, not next year, not any year. They need a new quarterback. Some way, somehow get rid of Goff. Move on. Even if that's a Stafford, a Ryan, a Cousins, one of these veterans that can play for the next 2 to 3 years. Because your team is built for the next 3 years. If you can get a quarterback in there for the next 3 years, you can win a Super Bowl with this team and with Sean McVay. Try to keep your coaching staff intact. Not sure if you can, but try to keep it intact, and they got a chance. But that's just what I saw from this game. I mean, we've seen it many times. The Rams cost just absolutely Jared Goff just cost this team a game. Like the Miami game, the Patriots Super Bowl, numerous games. This year, last year, the year before that. And McVay, you could just see he's had it. He's mentally fatigued. He's done. They got to move on. I think the Rams will be a team that disappointingly lose the first round of the playoffs. Not because they don't have the talent to win, not because they can't win. I think they can. They can win a game in the playoffs, even with Jared Goff. But I just think you can see it wearing on them. When Jalen Ramsey has to go to your quarterback and pump him up like he's Blake Bortles, you're not in a great spot. When I saw that, I completely saw where the team's headspace is at. It's like having a goalie in hockey where he's so inconsistent. If he has a bad game, it doesn't matter how well the rest of the team's playing, you're going to lose. He'll give up 5 goals and 6 shots. That's Jared Goff. Sometimes he's great. Sometimes he'll have a shutout. But That's Jared Goff. He needs everything to be perfect for him to succeed. He can't play in weather. He can't play in the rain. He can't play in the cold. He can't play in the snow. It's got to be in a dome. He's got to be protected. The running game has to work. And then Jared Goff's great. That's a true sign of a not very good quarterback. That's Jared Goff. He's rattled easily. Ugh. I would hate to be a Rams fan because I see the potential. I like the roster. I don't like the quarterback. Dwayne Haskins. Turtles boy. Let's talk a little bit about Mr. Dwayne. And specifically a rant that Booger had. I don't know if you guys saw it. He basically said like he feels bad because like a lot of African-American players, specifically said this, it's not just me, you can go watch the clip. He said like specifically like African-American players, he's putting, I don't know if he said like, he didn't say, I want to clarify this because I don't want to have this wrong. But he basically said that African-American players, he feels bad because most of the time it's African-American players who are like Dwayne Haskins. And what he means by like Dwayne Haskins is the effort and kind of like the situational awareness, I guess. But mostly the work ethic he's talking about. So, like, this is a weird space to be in because somebody that studied sports media for 4 years, somebody that has a YouTube channel, like, and every word that could potentially be said is recorded on here and somebody could look through it and see it and then cancel me. It's kind of an interesting double standards with Booger there because, like, I'm sure if Rex Ryan would have said that, it would have been a little bit different. So that's a very interesting take that Booger had. I don't believe that to be true. I think that's all players that just are kind of wired a certain way. Like, for example, Johnny Manziel was a quarterback who is a lot like Haskins, didn't have the work ethic, was a high draft pick. It didn't work out. Like, that was go check that out. Let me know what you guys think about that. I feel like that's a weird double standard where we're at in sports media, sports criticism, I guess you could call it, or analysis. But basically, Haskins is an example of somebody that has talent but believes that everything is given to you. Like, I don't want to be because I don't know Haskins personally, so I don't want to be the guy telling you what's what because I'm not the person to be asking. But from the outside looking in, it does appear that Haskins basically was the spoiled child. Like, he thought no matter what he did, no matter how he acted, no matter how much work ethic he put in, it was all going to work out. It would be fine. Because most likely, everywhere else he has been, high school, middle school, college, he was given everything. Maybe growing up, he was given everything. But it just feels like athletes like that never work in the NFL. Never work in professional sports because when you play in professional sports, it needs to be basically your life. Unless you're ungodly talented, you need to work at being that player, at being especially a quarterback in the NFL, especially when you're a young quarterback in the NFL. And Haskins just never had that. He never had the drive. He never had the work ethic. He never had whatever it was to get him where he needed to go. And I don't think he was ever the most talented, but he certainly did have talent. I don't think he's going to get another shot for a while. I think he's going to have to significantly improve his attitude and prove to teams that he wants to be there because he obviously made it known that he did not want to be. So that's my take on Haskins. I know people wanted to hear that, but that is kind of my stance on it. I think it's unfair what Booger said, but it's his experience, his take. So you could take from it what you wish, but I know that was a big topic as well. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think on Haskins and what Booger had to say about that. All right. Now that leads me into the conversation about the NFC East. The boys or the football team? Now, I'm not going to tell you who I think's better. I'm just going to say who I want to be in the playoffs. I want the Cowboys in the playoffs. Why? Because that means ratings, baby. And with ratings, that means more views for me, more likes for me, more subscribers. All right? I'm just going to be flat out honest 100%. The Cowboys in the playoffs. I want the Cowboys. I like the Cowboys more. Always have. Probably always will. It would be my dad's team versus Tom Brady. That would be pretty fun. Tom Brady could smack that ass in the first round, 42-7. I don't think that would be the actual score, but Giants can also make it, by the way. Giants, I would prefer over the football team. The football team, as much as Ron Rivera, the story, Alex Smith, the story, okay, the stories are nice and everything. I just find them so uninteresting. I just feel like the football team is so boring. I'm sorry. The way they play, like 3 yards an attempt. Like, come on, man. 3 yards an attempt. Like, defense is all pressure and yeah, it's like nice to watch their defense sometimes, I guess, but like they give me nothing. There's nothing with them. I don't even like the Giants right now. Like, I love Joe Judge, but they are trying to win games the same way, like 6-3. Like, it was Cowboys or bust. It's Cowboys or bust for me. If Washington's in, I hope they get destroyed. I mean, I can't watch these teams play. It's disgusting. It's gross. At least Dallas has some weapons. They got some high-flying capability. They got Andy Dalton, who's always shits the bed on prime time, so that's always fun. But, like, come on, man. I want the ratings, Lenny. I want the ratings. Dallas brings the ratings. So I want the ratings. I want those viewership. I want it going up in the playoffs. So I want the Cowboys. Cowboys. Not the football team. Not this joke of an owner. The Cowboys. That's what I want. All right. Our final topic before we get into the comments and Week 17 look ahead. The best wild card team. Or teams. So I'm going to give you, obviously, one for each side. And this is a legitimate Super Bowl I could see. I'm not joking around. I could see a Tampa Bay Baltimore Super Bowl. You can clown me all you want. I'm picking from wild card teams here. For the first time in years, I could see a Tampa Bay Baltimore Super Bowl. 2 wild card teams. I don't know the last time that happened, if it's ever happened, but I could see it. I think the 2 best teams in wild card are the Bucs and the Ravens. Clearly. It's obvious. Both sides. I think the Ravens are the 3rd best team in the AFC. I think they are only behind the Bills and the Chiefs. The Ravens are clearly the 3rd best, in my opinion. The Bucs are the 3rd best in the NFC as of right now. I believe, I'll say this right now. You guys can record this. One of the Ravens or the Bucs will be in the Super Bowl. I don't know which one. I don't know how. One of them will be in the Super Bowl. Okay? You can record that. I'm going out on a limb here. I don't know if I necessarily believe it, but I will make it known. One of the Bucs or the Bills will make the Super Bowl. I don't know how. I don't know who they're going to play. I don't know where they're going to play. The Ravens or the Bucs will play in the Super Bowl in 2021. How about that? How about that? All right. Now let's get to the comments. Or should I go through the Week 17? Do you guys want me to go through Week 17 or just get to comments? You guys let me know. I had the Bills and Bucs before the season, and I might stick with that prediction, but I think one of the teams will make it. I don't know if it will be the Bucs or the Ravens, but I have a feeling it will be one of them. I hope I'm right. Why did I mess up? We want some Week 17. All right. Cool. What's going on, guys? If you haven't already Gronk spiked the like button, I don't know what you're waiting for. We have 40 likes in here. We have 88 people at 11 p.m. What's up? Lenny wants to play. Oh, yes, I should. I would need to download it. Let me download it first. And I need to get a link. I need to get a link to it. Maybe I can find it. Let me see. Who do you think will miss the playoffs out of the Dolphins, Colts, Browns, Titans, Ravens? Thanks, Kevin. Dolphins, Colts, Browns, Titans, Ravens. Good question. I think it's gonna be the Colts, if I do my math correctly. The Bucs do match up pretty well with the Ravens, yeah. Did I accidentally say Bucs or Bills? Oh, my bad. I meant Bucs and Ravens. Do you realistically think the Ravens will move on from Goff? I hope so. But it does appear that way. Ultra, I don't think there's going to be any convincing that they can do. I think until they do it, they're just going to have to do it. It's basically all there is to it. Because they lost the first two games, nobody is going to believe 100% that they can beat the Saints. But that's just the way it is. Yes, Connor. I set up the BLV league so that Connor would win and I would get his address 100%. Let's check the history. Oh, there it is. Patriots. We have 46 views. Man, I pull in the ratings here. Lenny's a visionary. Lenny is like Christopher Nolan. Lenny is like the David Fincher of BLV. This guy is something else. Let me download this. As Martin Scorsese would say, Lenny is like cinema. That's what he is. Okay, let's download this. I'm downloading something live on the air. I've never done that before. I'm just going to put it right into my player. And then you guys can watch it. probably the best way. If this thing will ever download. What the heck? Oh, come on. Lenny says, I'm just that good. Kelly says, Bills versus Bucs Super Bowl, and the Bills finally beat Brady. That would be an interesting story, wouldn't it? That would be great hype. Imagine for Bills fans if they lost to Brady. How excruciating that would be. Okay, for some reason, I'm not able to download this. I don't know why. So I don't know. I don't want to screen share it because then it's going to lag. This is upsetting me. Robert said, my daughter is upset because I said dumb shit. She's 7 and her name is Tatum. Can you give her a shout out and tell her that I said I'm sorry to you? I'm sorry for saying shit, but Robert is sorry, Tatum. Hi, Tatum. Hopefully you're having fun. Hopefully you had a Merry Christmas. Hopefully Santa got you some nice stuff. Sports Today says, if there is any quarterback to play until 50 and play well, is Brady the quarterback? I think he's going to retire. Luke G says, what up, Doe? What's up, Luke G? It's been a while, man. How you doing? Durkan says, guess who predicted the Bills to win the Super Bowl? You. It hasn't happened yet, though. I can't play. I want to play the video. I can't. I need to try again. I really want to play this video. Trust me, I like it. It's a good video. Can you see a Steelers-Bucs Super Bowl? No, because I can't see the Steelers making it. Holland says, as a Patriots fan, who are you rooting for? The Bucs. The AFC, I don't care. District says, hi, Tatum. Brian says, Mitch, despite Sunday's loss, I think the Colts can make a deep run. Well, they got to make it. They got to make it, Brian. Who's the best matchup for the Bills in round 1? Not the Ravens. I would say that's tough. I would say the Colts. I think. They don't play the Colts. I don't think the Colts will make it though. But I think that's the easiest matchup for them. But it just so happens that they won't make it. Probably. The Dolphins, I think, are a pretty easy matchup, but they are a divisional opponent, so there's always kind of like that worry. Okay, guys, I'm going to try to play this off of my laptop. Taylor says, what up, Mitch? What's up, Taylor? Good to hear, Luke. I do like the video. Go check the video out on Instagram if you haven't seen it yet. It's a Patriot biased view video where they call me clowns and all this stuff. Richard says, yes, Buffalo will win the Super Bowl and Josh Allen MVP. Do you think the Niners will let Jimmy G go? I hope so because I want Kyle to have a new quarterback. John says Belichick passed the torch to McDermott. Not exactly. Luke says Kansas City's going to win. Tampa says, who in the NFC can beat the Saints? I think Green Bay. I still do think the Bucs can. I'm not saying they will. I think they can. I think the Rams can, but I don't know if the Rams are going to get a chance to. And I'm not sure if Seattle can. Now, that is can. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying I'd give them a chance, okay? I give 0 chance to the NFC East beating the Saints. I give 0 chance to the Cardinals. I'd give 1 or 2% to the Bears. I don't think the Saints are that that unbeatable. I don't think anyone in the NFC is unbeatable. Luke G says, who is your can't miss pick of the week for the playoffs? Do you mean for the wild card round or do you mean for this week? Well, I don't know who's playing in the playoffs yet. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it, man. Who's your can't miss pick? I'm not exactly sure what you're saying, to be honest. Can you restate that question for me? Samuel says, so with your MVP video, do you think Mahomes is dominant next with Tyreek and Donald? Well, I do think Rodgers has been better than Mahomes this year. So there is that. Lenny says, Mitch, you should hire me as your part-time editor. Don't worry, I work for free. Ooh, that's an interesting. If you can do more of these videos, I'll consider it. How about that, Lenny? If you keep putting out some good content, I'll consider that because I've been looking for editors because I don't like editing all the time. So Rodrigo says, can the Bengals make the playoffs? Not this year. It's impossible. Ultra wants me to play the video. Okay, I'm gonna play the video. This week, for sure win. For sure. Ooh. I think it's easier to tell you like the day before just in case like certain teams sit players, but let me just look at the schedule real quick. I think for sure, my biggest for sure is the Ravens beating the Bengals. 100%. I'll say that. Okay, here's the video for Ultra. Wait, that's 11 seconds. No, that's not it. Let me see. BLV. Okay, there it is. The Patriot Line View. Oh, wait, can you download it from Discord? Is that a feature? Is that a feature, Discord? Yo, look at how I'm doing this show live. You guys are testing my abilities here. I'm trying to answer comments. What is this? Oh, that's YouTube. Never mind. Just so happens that is not a feature. Okay. We're going to get this done, ladies and gents. We're going to get this done. I'm figuring it out. Okay. Let me screen share. I'm trying to play the most epic video created today on Earth. Let's check it out. All right. Can we see? Can we see? Can we see? Current application. Can you see my screen now? I hope you can. We got some. Okay. How do I get these recommendations off my screen? Get them off my screen. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. The Patriots line view. You guys ready? I need to see like a comment saying I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's get a I'm ready. Let's get a Gronk spike. Oh, it's playing now. Can I hear it though? I need to be able to hear it because I need to watch it myself again. Nicholas says, what is going on? Okay, Lenny says, let's do it. Yes, sir. I'm ready, says Joshua. Okay, we're ready. Sonic!
Country is finding out, no doubt, what this Buffalo program now.
Can you guys hear it?
They are
Tell me if you can hear it. Much Patriots bias going on. At number 16 on my 2020 quarterback rankings, I have Josh Allen.
Now, Josh Allen is, I think, the third best quarterback right now in the entirety of the NFL.
Much Patriots bias going on. There are 6 teams, as I write down here, that are already in the playoffs, in my opinion. You can just lock it up. You can secure it. You can throw the key away. New England is one of them.
And how much does missing the playoffs this year hurt Belichick's legacy?
Too much Patriots bias going on. Super Cam has returned. He has returned.
I should bring the goatee
Superman is now in New England. Clark Kent, no more. Superman is back.
What a night
really
from
good
Cam
at the
last night, right, guys? No, not Cam Newton. He was sacked 4 times, threw a pick 6, and was benched in the 4th.
Here's the 11th play for the Patriots. And it's intercepted. And some time, 36 seconds. Now here's the deep ball, and it's over the head of his
Yo, where's the
receiver
receiver?
and picked off. As Newton is intercepted for the 2nd time.
Do you feel like he's overrated?
Overrated.
Much Patriots bias going on. I believe that their offense will be much better than people anticipate.
I think any person on the current roster that the New England Patriots have, any quarterback under center, would be failing.
I think their running game is going to be dynamic. That's true.
The
running game is pretty dynamic. They just can't pass.
And the Seahawks are going to win the game.
I think their defense will be elite.
There's a huge precipitous drop in performance from this year's defense versus last year's defense.
And I think that offensive line is going to overpower people. You have them finishing right now 11-5, 10-6.
For the first time since 2008, the New England Patriots
I think I have them officially at
be in the
9-7.
playoffs.
I think their floor is 9-7. Much Patriots bias going on. Here it is. Patriots line view. Gotta love it. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We got the Saints depth chart up here just for Turtle. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. I actually do have facial hair right now. I know you can't really see it, but I do got facial hair. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, Gronk spike the like button, of course. And let's finish this off with some comments. It was very well done. I like it, Lenny. It was good. It was a good video. Don't get too high on yourself. The next one better be better, though. Better be better. Oh, Sebi's asking if Nicholas thinks that the Bears will make the playoffs. I don't know, Nick. You'll have to watch the video we talked about earlier. What's your haircut from Halloween? Oh, no. The Lions video is going to probably be worse. The Lions video is going to be bad. Nicholas got to join the server. We missed Nicholas in there. We got like 300 people in there almost. Luke says Packers will beat the Bears. I think so too. But I think the Bears can make it still. Dracan says he could even join a private chat for just $3. True. Patreon chat. Patreon chat, guys. If you are a patron and you're watching this and you're not in Discord, join the Discord and join the exclusive chat with just the patrons. Solo Thought Sports. As Mitch, how old are you? I am 24. Rob says, will the Patriots finally spend in free agency? Yes, they have too much money. Lenny says, Lions video is going to be awesome. Man, I am not looking forward to that Lions video. I made a lot of Lions takes this offseason that were not good. You know, I will say they would have been good. Matt Patricia didn't suck so bad. But it's unfortunate because I think Stafford's going to be gone and the Lions are going to be stuck for a while. Sebi says, Mitch, what do you think if the Bears beat the Packers? What do you mean, what do I think? I think that would be impressive. I am going to make a video. Yes, I bet on the Bears last week. I won lots of money. Bet on the Bears. What was I just going to say? Damn, I hate reading so many comments. Okay, what was I going to say? Damn, I missed out. Nah, Kyler's overrated by Nicholas. Luke G says, I told you Lions wasn't doing nothing as long as we kept Patricia. Stafford not going anywhere. All right. I'll take your word for it. AZ says the Patriots will be back in the playoffs next season. Take it to the bank. I agree. I don't know if they'll win the division. I don't think they will. Probably the Bills will. But with all the offseason money they have and Bill Belichick and actually a high draft pick, they should be competitive next year. District 13 says the announcers wanted Stafford to be their pillar. Like the pillar of the Lions. Luke G says the Lions will draft a quarterback, let him sit behind the team with Robert Saleh. Are you sure that's who they're going to get? You think Thomas Dimitrov's the guy? I mean, I like Thomas Dimitrov, but I just thought, like, since he's actually from New England, like, I know he had experience in Atlanta, but I just thought they wouldn't go that approach again. Brian says, Mitch, can we do another take evaluating section on the BLV? I would like to have a take evaluated and hopefully prove that my comments. Oh, it's not take evaluation. It's just me clowning commenters. It's not really a take evaluation, but if you want to say your take, I can evaluate it. What is the next game you are streaming? I don't know yet. I'll let you know tomorrow. Can you make another debate video like Brady versus Rodgers? Updates, different kinds. Possibly, yeah. Connor says, videos worst possible NFL team. That would just be the Patriots' whole roster. Flexing on your good takes, justifying your bad ones. Yes, I'm going to do those. Joshua is incorrect. Nicholas says Rodgers, Mahomes, Watson, Allen, Wilson, Kyler. Oh, he put Allen up there now. Wilson, Kyler, Tannehill, Herbert, Jackson, Carr, Brady, Stafford. I think Brady and Stafford deserve to be in the top 10. Holden said, watch the Patriots trade down again to the second round. Watch the Patriots trade down. No, they won't. Maybe late first. Lamar is better than Kyler, in my opinion. Winrus says, what are the Bucs' bigger draft needs? Maybe D-line or corners. I think, man, see, if they keep what they have, not D-line, it kind of depends on their free agency. I think the Bucs are a team that are a lot like last year where they had the same thing. They're very connected to what they do in their free agency, and because they probably have Brady for one more year, they're going to be going all in on getting as many players as possible. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they, like, franchised another guy or did something like that, like franchised Chris Godwin or something. But I think if the team is the way it is right now, their biggest need on their team is corner. I would like them to... But this is the thing. I wouldn't say it's from the draft. I think the draft for the Bucs is looking at the future while free agency can be spent on getting this team a Super Bowl next year. So whether they, James White's a free agent, they pick up James White as a receiving back or bring in Edelman. They could bring in a couple veteran corners, I'm sure, that are pretty cheap. I mean, the Chiefs have kind of made their hay off that, finding like $1 million, $2 million corners that have played pretty well. That's what the Bucs need, in my opinion, is like a veteran number 2 cornerback that's really solid. That would make their defense a lot better. Luke says, I would love to debate you. Depends what the topic is. Lenny says, evaluate my take. The Lions video will be better than the Patriots video. It's probably true. Sports Today says, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. When will the Stafford video come out, like Stafford versus Ryan? Good question. I don't know, but I could write it down. Stafford versus Ryan. Stafford versus Ryan. Write this down. Is that the guy you would like me to compare Stafford to, or is there another guy that's better? Do you like a better comparison? Jeffrey says, do you think Brady retires next year? After next year, yes. Where would you rank Mahomes' arm in history? Top 5. Luke says, also, we should do a who was worse in 2020, Lions or Patriots? Lions were worse, but the Patriots have a problem. I don't know. It's tough. Patriots probably actually have less talent. Durkant says, Nick Gill really out of touch with BLV. I know, man. He's a hater. Random says, what game are you streaming this week? I don't know. Lenny said, gonna keep the hype train going. Luke G says, oh, I was right about Okuda not being a top 10 pick. He was a safety at best. I think he's going to be a nickel corner for his career, but that's my opinion. And I did like Henderson more, but I can see why you're mad at that pick for sure. I imagine, who would you have liked to have picked now that you know what you know? It's a good question, I think. Connor says, Mitch, whatever happened to the video of you and Du Bois drafting NFL team? It's still there. I haven't put it up yet, and don't spoil anything. Sevi says, Mitch, stream the Bears versus the Packers. My lights are going wild right now. I don't know why. Maybe. Brian says, I think the Colts can make a run if they get in because they have key leaders with playoff experience. Offense has averaged 30 points per game. I'm concerned about their defense, Brian. That's what I'm concerned about right now. Their defense is not playing well. Durkant says, Mitch still ain't uploaded and Bus been on his case about it. Oh, Bus is on me every day about that thing. Can you imagine Richard Sherman going to Tampa? Maybe. Stafford's better than Ryan, says Luke. Richard says Haskins to the Pats. Jeffrey says, does Allen have the strongest arm? Yes. Without hesitation. Nicholas says, Chin is not a top 10 rookie. Whoa. I don't know about all that. Luke says, I can argue Patriots were worse. Lenny says, Mitch, I'm going to send you the video weekly so we can make my videos a weekly segment. All right. Are they always going to be bad or are they ever going to be good? You should do the Bears versus Packers game. Where does Watson rank in your quarterbacks? Says Nathan. What's up, Nathan? Probably 4th or 3rd. Durkant says Allen is a beast, gonna win a Super Bowl now. Definitely in the top 5, Nathan. Sports Today says, is Brady the most accurate passer ever in terms of catchability? Also, I think he has the greatest pocket feet, even though he's the least mobile. I agree with the pocket feet. I think the most accurate passer ever is Peyton Manning. Brady's probably top 3, though. Nicholas says, no ultra. I don't know what you're talking about. Luke says nickel corner. Lord, no, thought he was drafting Simmons. Simmons hasn't turned out well either. So, yeah. Super chat. Ooh, that's a new update on my eCam. $5 from Richard. Brady will come back to the Pats. Oh, interesting take. Ultra says Josh Allen will be a champion and have nothing left. That would be amazing. Imagine if he played in Bucs for 2 years and then plays last year in New England and him and Belichick just rode off like with all guns blazing with like this team that Belichick built over 3 years. Oh my God, that would be incredible. That'd be like a dream. I'd never ask for anything else. Connor said, Mitch, rank the 10 worst takes in BLV community. Nick on the cards. I don't even know. I'd have to get like a list. Thank you for the super chat, Richard. Appreciate it, man. Nicholas says, I had them 12 and 4. Richard, are you a Patreon subscriber? I'm not sure. If you are, then thank you. If you're not, then you should be. Savvy says, who do you think are the top 4 teams to compete for the Super Bowl? Top 4. Chiefs. Bills. Packers. Probably. Just because Packers have home field. And they have Aaron Rodgers. Brady is chasing a perfect season. It's never going to happen. Connor says Simmons didn't have the play strength to be good. Okay, NFL expert. Richard says, $5 from Richard. No, I'm not. Oh, I appreciate the $5, but maybe you should be. It starts at $3. Exclusive content. Get to support the channel. Monthly, $3. Joe Mixon says, I don't have a credit card or the money. Otherwise, I would. Don't worry, Mixon. You'll get there. Sports Today says, I appreciate Joe Mixon. I don't know his real name, but Joe Mixon is what I call him. How come the first comment on this video was Ultra or Durkant, you're cute from Bus? I don't appreciate that. Lenny says, Mitch, you need to let me go through my creative process. Okay, Spielberg, let me know when your thing's ready. Hey, man, another $5. Let's add Richard to the chat. What's up, Richard? I like those shades, man. $5. I'm in Buffalo, fanatic fan. Well, go Bills. I hope the Bills do well, to be honest. I've been a Josh Allen guy since before there were Josh Allen guys, so I hope that they do well. Nicholas says, Mitch, are you doing a pick'em for the playoffs? Yeah. Oh, pick'em. Is that a good idea? Like, there's only like 12 games. Maybe I'll do a fantasy thing. How about that? I'll do a fantasy, the NFL playoff challenge. I'll do that. Skill says, do you think the Bears are making the playoffs? That would depend on like the scenarios. So I don't think they'll beat the Packers, but I do think they have a chance to beat the Packers. I don't think they'll beat the Packers. I think, so the Cardinals would have to beat the Rams, right? I think. Or would the Rams have to beat the Cardinals? I'm confused on that. I think they can, but you'll be confirmed when I make my actual picks. Connor says, by the way, wasn't live for the announcement for my victory. Oh, yeah. Congrats, Connor. Did you see it, though? If you haven't, go back. I talked about it. Nicholas says, I don't hate a team besides Green Bay. Showtime says, should I start DK Metcalf or Calvin Ridley? You're playing fantasy week 17? Oh, man, you got to get that changed. Is Seattle playing their players? Because that is a huge factor. I would just say Ridley because I don't know. Sports Today says, a beacon. Oh, here we go. We got another super chat from Sports Today. Let's add him to the broadcast. Sports Today is always in the chat, man. I like him. Beacon light with words. Spoiler alert. What is this man suggesting? What is this man suggesting? In my comments. Anthony clarifies that the Rams would have to beat the Cardinals. Another super chat. Man, we're really getting the super chats. I love these. I like this new thing that my service added here. It like pops up on my screen. District 13 in Joe We Trust. Richard, Josh Allen will win the Super Bowl. Yeah! Let's go Bills. Oh! We got $20. Yo! What's up with these super chats, man? I love it. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Best talk show. Yeah. Rich, I need to get some sound effects. I need like a soundboard so I could get like Durkant like saying clown, and then I could like press it. I need like Ultra, just his voice in general so we can just laugh at it. Nah, just kidding. Just joking, Ultra. Lenny says, I still remember my mom said, are you talking to a girl in your Discord? Richard said that. Richard has spent 35. I know Richard's the man. Richard's the GOAT. Do you think Madden Next Gen is worth it? I haven't played it. I actually own it. Turn my webcam around for you guys. You want to see the behind the scenes? Oh, I'm messing up my camera. Here we go. You want to see it? No. Turn. 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 See, this is a behind the scenes look. You got. There it is. You see that? You see that? I got it. All right, there you guys go. Luke says Madden's trash. Nicholas says Mitch was right on Tua. Yes, as I described, Tua is a 7. Luke says you can make any tablet a soundboard with drops, Mitch. I've heard that. I don't know how you would connect it to the laptop. I don't know. Figure it out. You like my Brady shirt? My Brady jersey? I know. It's pretty nice. Oh, another $10 from Richard. Yo, Richard is like fan of the year. Richard's like, he's coming for the spot. $10? Yeah. In my basement. Did you guys see my thumbs? Who's more responsible for the Pats dynasty? Brady 65, Bill 40. What is that? What's my math? I'm not good at this. 65-35? Do you live stream going what? I don't know what that means. Yeah, Luke. Luke has a PS5. Ultra, you got to step up your game, bro. Richard's beating you. Nicholas already with his quarterback rankings. Richard says buy Durkant says Richard buy Patreon. It's a better investment. I mean, I love the super chats. Yeah, but you do get more stuff on there, like stuff that you don't get on YouTube. So it's always a good investment, Patreon. Luke says Bill 70, Brady 30. Nathan says excited for the Clemson show off twice a year with Watson and Lawrence. By the way, love the content. Thank you, Nathan. Yeah. I mean, I hope Lawrence is as good as he's billed as. Samuel says, what do you love about the Mahomes game? I think the thing I love most about, there's a lot of things to love, but I think the thing I love most about Mahomes is his improvisation. He looks like he is great within structure, but he is also incredible. What makes him special is his improvisation skills. He's not afraid to be creative. That's my favorite part of his game. Sebi says, do a live stream going against someone in Madden. I could do that. See you when we upset Green Bay. Nicholas, join the Discord. Will I stream every playoff game? Probably not every, but actually maybe. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not every, but quite a few of them. I do have a Josh Allen jersey, actually, but it's in Toronto. Do more Brady video essays. You know what? I actually pitched something to Ultra, and Ultra kind of said, oh, you know, that's lame, but I think it's dope. So I'm doing more Brady video essays. I'm actually waiting to do Brady Hater Part 2. which is my biggest video I've ever done. Has like over 200,000 views. I don't know why, but it does. And I'm gonna do another one because I think it's time almost. Not quite, but almost. Ultra says, who's the biggest clown in BLV? Ultra. Luke G says, I'll play you, Mitch. All right. We could play. I don't know if you want any of this, though. Connor says, do a live stream of you 1v1 and Justice. Connor, I got to play you, man. I got to play it. I don't even know if I have it downloaded. Like, I got to download it. Yeah, join the Discord. Links in the description, Luke. Join it up. We talk about football all the time, man. Lots of Lions fans in there, too. Winter says, great. Debunk those haters. Yes, sir. Sports Today said, Watson is better than Mahomes. But Mahomes is the best quarterback. Can't explain it, but it's true. That doesn't make sense. Watson is better than Mahomes, but Mahomes is the best quarterback. That doesn't make sense. District says, Brady is the GOAT. I grew up with Montana. Hey, Montana was the GOAT before there was Brady, man. I still think Montana's second. Some people say Peyton, but Durkant says Mitch is horrible in Madden and at video games in general, which is okay. I've switched my pick to Ultra. Durkant is the biggest clown in BLV. Joe says Rice number 1. Nicholas says Watson and Mahomes are neck and neck right now. Sir Mingus says this dude fake as F. All his predictions are wrong. Not all of them. Some of them, as everybody else, but not all of them. Richard says $5. Shout out Buffalo Mafia. Isn't it Bills Mafia? But thank you for another $5, bro. Richard's a man. Like, Richard deserves like his own trophy. He's getting his own award. Super Chatter of the Year. Richard's like Tyreek Hill versus the Bucs in this video. District 13 says Montana could have played longer if he were protected like Brady. Montana had a lot of injuries at the end of his career. That's true. So he says, who would you rather get, Mitch, Mac Jones, or Trevor Lawrence? Lawrence. He's number 1. Lenny wants to. I don't know if I can let anyone edit that. I think I gotta edit it. I think I gotta edit that. Luke says, I'm in Mitch. We need to collaborate soon as well. My channel. I want to talk draft and football. Okay, sounds good, man. Just hit me up. I'm always welcome to come on anyone's channel, especially a guy that works hard like Luke. Luke puts out a lot of stuff, so. Sports says, where do you rank Megatron? All time. All time, probably like borderline top 5. Like, his career wasn't as long as others, but his dominance was top 3. So he's somewhere like, I think he's like 4th or 5th, maybe like 6th, somewhere in there. I don't think he's quite on the like Rice or Moss level. I would probably put him below T.O. I think he had like a similar run to AB, so he would be around there. It depends if you add like Don Hudson in there or like Allworth in there. But like in terms of modern receivers, he's probably top 5, top 6. Then you would talk about Marvin Harrison, Julio, and those guys that I think would be in that conversation as well. Sean Payton is better than Andy Reid. Your take? As an all-time offensive mind, yes. As a head coach, no. District 13 says Josh Allen has the it factor with his confidence. His third, here we go with the it factor, bro. His third year like Montana and Young won the Super Bowl. Well, he hasn't won it yet, so let's slow down a little bit. Richard with his last super chat of the night to $20 says, later fellas, go Bills. Go Bills. The Bills are winning the bowl this year just for Richard, man. I'm telling you. Sabby says, Mitch, I follow you on Instagram. Nice. I appreciate that. Nicholas says, Rice 1, Moss 2, 3 fits. Fits? Fits? Like, even random dude. He's random. He said fits. Richard is going berserk. Random dude, what's your name in the Discord? Sebby said, why? Trevor Lawrence, are you kidding me, man? Luke says, I think I would say Sterling Sharp. I like that pick. Jerry, Moss, T.O., and then maybe Calvin Johnson. Showtime says, if you put Darnold on the Chiefs and Mahomes on the Jets, who would have more success? Team success or individual success? Individual success, Mahomes. I think Darnold would have won more games. Berrios, number 1. Yeah, I agree. Number 2, Rice. Number 3, Moss. Makes sense. Leonard says, surprised Nick doesn't have Kyle Fuller in his top 5 receivers. Savvy says, hey, Mitch, what would you say if the Bears made it to the Super Bowl and it was against the Bills and the Bears won? I would be pissed because Richard would lose. Durkant says, AB number 1, Devontae Parker number 2, number 3, Braxton Berrios. Yeah, Braxton Berrios top 3 all time. Makes sense. Nicholas says, Mitch, should the Bears extend Mitch? No. If they want to sign him to a 1-year contract. Luke G says, had Sterling not got hurt, he would have set records that were unbreakable. Possibly. I think his prime was one of the better primes of all time. I would agree with that. Mitch, make a video of the MVP. You can do it from each team that isn't a quarterback. Damn. Let me write that down. Every NFL non-QB MVP. Got it. Damn, Ultra's clowning Durkant. Clowning him. I've been on here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm going to get off. It's 12 Eastern, 9 Pacific. Who is the 2010 quarterback of the decade? Brady. 2000s, Brady. All right. On that note, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, Gronk, spike that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. It's Mitch. Thanks for watching. Peace.